So, welcome to another episode of Let's Go Flying. I'm here with Sam, who I met was it about a year ago?
Yeah, it was at the Alpaca Fest 23.
That was it, the charity flights. When I was doing it, doing the charity flights there. And Sam is a commercial pilot, flies big aeroplanes, and he's also just got back into flying. Well, he's essentially flying microlights now, aren't you?
Yeah. So obviously, done quite a lot of GA flying in the past, and then got into the airlines, knocked out on the head for a while, and got back into it. And I'd always had this view that microlights were like fabric-covered aluminium tubing, all a little bit sketchy, but turns out not to be the case at all. So here we are.
That's great. I really like the way you put that. Actually, there's still a lot of people that do things like that, so it is good to get it out there, especially from people like yourself who fly proper aeroplanes for a living.
Well, as I said before, arguably these are a bit more proper than sitting with the autopilot on for.
I'd say they're a lot more raw, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely.
A lot more raw. We're off the stops on the temps. We're almost at the end of the run, or beginning of the runway. It's part of the checklist, by the way, the shades.
Yeah.
That's fine. So wind, there isn't any. Clear all round. Flaps are set. Trim is set. T's and P's are all within limits. Fuel pump on for takeoff. So I'm happy if you are.
I am.
We're transponding. We're listening to Manchester. Okay. You happy?
Happy.
Hawksview traffic. Golf Charlie Kilo Victor Mike taking off. Runway 26. Hawksview traffic. And when we're in the air, we'll tell them where we're going.
Sounds good.
Feed the power in. Stick neutral. And adjust that. Airspeed is alive. Nose off the ground. Bit of right rudder. Let the airspeed come up. Even for an 80 fully loaded with us, it's pretty nifty off the ground, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing really. The Foxbat, when me and Mike were doing the test flights on it, at the maximum takeoff weight, we were getting over 1,000 feet per minute, which is quite impressive.
It is really. An aircraft just there, you see?
Yep, see.
I can't turn yet because of the horses, so we'll level off here just before we.
I don't think he'll miss you in this aeroplane, will he?
I hope not. Fuel pump off.
He's definitely routing south.
Yeah. Just go. We'll route around to the east slightly. I've got him yet. It's a good thing about having a window behind you as well.
Yeah, it's good, yeah. And obviously got him on there as well.
Funnily enough, it was the Mark 1 eyeball that spotted it first rather than the pilot aware.
Yeah.
Which is always a good sign. I remember when I convinced Anna that the Mark 1 eyeball was actually an instrument you could fit in the aircraft.
Yeah.
That's quite funny.
What instrument would you want if you were going through this sort of weather all the time? What's the instrument called?
Mark 1 eyeball.
Mark 1 eyeball?
The Mark 1 eyeball, yeah.
And what does that do?
You use it to see traffic and things around you.
How does it do that?
So it's got this thing in the middle called it's got a lens, a cornea, and a retina.
Nicholas! Stop mugging me off!
I can't believe you even questioned that. What's the Mark 1 eyeball? Said, what's one of them? And when did you get that?
How much did it cost?
Yeah.
You're always spending your money on aeroplanes, Nick. You've probably got a bit of a trained eye in the low-level corridor flying out of Hawksview.
I do try. Do you know, I think polarised glasses help. I don't wear them anymore because of the instruments sometimes.
They're not great for flying. I mean, they're okay in this aeroplane, other than having to tilt my head a bit for the altimeter there, but certainly in the bigger aircraft, you tend to get that petrol effect on the windows. So
right, I didn't know that.
It's not ideal. However, it takes the glare off clouds and things, so actually it's quite good for seeing through the weather a little bit.
That's good.
I've got him here, just out to the right. Well, it's a lovely aeroplane, it's flying very smooth.
Yes.
You must be pleased with it.
I'm very pleased with it, actually. Very pleased with it. It's very well mannered, I have to say.
Because you didn't get on too well with your other one, did you?
No, I didn't, to be honest. Yeah, this is a totally different experience. I think having a partial engine failure on a go-around was probably...
Well, we had a discussion about that, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. That was the kind of... Well, Anna just said, I'm not getting in that again. So, right. Of course, that was kind of game over, really. From there, had to have the carbs rebuilt. And yeah, all good.
And was that the problem? Was it something to do with the fueling, the carbs?
The carburetors had been overhauled not long before I bought it, but when Mike stripped the carburetors down, one of the needles on one of the carbs was 2 mil out from the other side. So
2 mil's quite a lot.
Yeah, so it was running very, very rich on one side and very, very lean on the other. Right. So when I went for power, it just bogged like a two-stroke. You know that motorbike kind of two-stroke feeling that you get?
Yeah.
And it goes, whoa, like that. I was like, uh-oh, this isn't good.
Yeah.
Well, this is
of all the times when you don't want your engine to fail, a go-around is definitely one of those.
Exactly.
Well, so far so good. I'm glad that I don't hate it, having just bought one.
110 after Rosen and high left runway.
Yeah, that's a good sign, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, I think... I don't know, maybe we're not, but I feel like we're all guilty of being a little bit impulsive in this game when it comes to aeroplanes and anything with an engine, really. So I've never flown one of these before.
No? Well, is your first time? Take over. Your aircraft, sir.
Okay. My aeroplane. The little things that I think will make this a nice touring aeroplane, like having the glove box. It sounds daft, but storage.
Yeah, it does make a big difference
in these smaller aeroplanes. Well, it's very well mannered, as you put it.
Yeah, they just look lovely in the air. They really are.
It's a nice cruiser. I mean, what are we doing? 85 knots, but it's nice.
The biggest thing for me getting used to this is in the circuit, slowing it down, because what you'll notice, and I think you will notice it, is that they are a little bit kind of like nose up when you fly them slowly.
Right. So
that feeling is probably the biggest difference that I've had to try and get used to. But apart from that, feels pretty good. But then I suppose you've got flaperons, haven't you, in your Foxbat?
Yeah, it's got flaperons, yeah, and they're huge.
Yeah, they are.
It's a very nice aeroplane to fly, the Foxbat, actually. It was Mike that introduced me to it. Do you remember it was at the Alpaca Fest last year, actually. It was parked up down the side with looking rather sorry for itself with a tarp over the top, and having spent a winter working on it, it's a different machine now.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
Oh, it's so stable, it's nice, really nice. And what are we doing? 4,300 RPM?
Yeah,
I
mean we could put a bit more coal on the fire. Yeah, let's speed up a little bit. Take it up to about 4.6. So 246, about there, about 4.6. And then that should give us just shy of 90 knots, maybe a little bit over.
So 4.6, and then your trimmer's just down here.
That's it.
Shouldn't require too much trim actually, should it?
No. My phone, sorry. I've got it on loud, and every time it beeps, it's going through my ears. It's like making me jump.
Oh, is it? It's linked to your
yeah.
to your headset, yeah.
But it's giving me the full notifications.
So 4,600 RPM, 90 knots, thereabout. You're almost better cruising at 80 and saving a bit of fuel. Or 85
I
for
think
the...
4.6 is about, yeah, it's...
Or is that like the sweet spot for this engine, do you think?
I usually go about 4.5, 4.6 thereabouts. If it's smooth air, then I'll go a bit faster, but I just play it by ear. It just depends, really. Use this bit a little bit loosely on this route here if you want. I'll just drag it out a little bit.
Yeah,
further.
but if we skirt around Stoke-on-Trent, which is just ahead of the aircraft.
Yeah, that should keep you clear of everything. It should take us over Trentham Gardens, and then.
It's nice there.
Yeah.
Beautiful. M6 coming up. Well, it's very nice. It's nicely in trim. Holds its attitude nice. The engine's very smooth. I wouldn't expect anything else from such a low-hour machine, but
yeah. Well, what we'll do, we'll give the cameras a little break till we get to kind of Nuneaton, I think.
Sure.
And yeah, we'll pick it up from there.
All right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Welcome back, as promised. We turn the cameras back on at Nuneaton, which we're just about to go over. I think it's like some car proving ground these days, isn't it? By the looks of things.
Yeah, it looks like it could be some kind of race circuit, or
it looks
like they're active today.
Looks like where manufacturers come to test their.
Oh, it does actually. They've got like a couple of made-up roundabouts down here, and
yeah.
Or it could be a training facility for, I don't know.
It'd be a superb place to land anyway. We'll bear that in mind.
Yeah. Hopefully not today.
No.
And the weather's clearing up nicely.
It is.
What do you reckon? 4,000 foot cloud base?
Scattered at about 3, I reckon.
You reckon?
I don't know actually. What is, you reckon? I don't know.
It's hard to tell sometimes.
It is. Go up and have a little look, can't we?
Go up and have a look. Your money's on 3.
I think you might be right.
I think it might even be higher than 4 actually. It's always quite deceiving.
Who's this coming towards us here? GSTDO, 200 feet below.
STD, that's an unfortunate registration. 300 below, I'll keep a lookout.
We've got Daventry at 4,500 here as well. So.
I'm surprised to hear that less than 20% of people went for the electronic conspicuity.
We'll just watch those T's and P's.
Yeah, good thinking.
About to leave the green now, won't we? That should cool down pretty quick. There we go.
Blimey, look at that. That's unbelievable.
It is, isn't it? We're at 3.
I think we were both wrong.
I think we were, weren't we? I'll level off here. I think it was smoother down below.
Yeah, you might be right. Silky smooth on top, wasn't it?
Yeah. We won't get on top of that.
No, not
4,500 at Daventry, so.
Yeah, it's
And then
busy part of the world.
It's a bit lower even further up, so.
Please Golf, Charlie Golf, Lima Tango.
Doesn't look like we're far off that cloud, does it really?
It doesn't, but they're always further away than you think.
I know. What have we got down here? 3,300 feet below. We've got Husband's Bosworth coming up on the right as well, so...
Is that this place that I can see just here, yeah?
Look out for gliders from there.
So how much have you flown this since you've not had it that long, have you?
No, about 15 hours maybe.
That's alright.
Yeah.
It's a respectable amount.
I always try and, when I get something new, get in it and fly.
Just get in it and,
as much as possible. Different scenarios, crosswinds, everything. And then just get to know it. That's my kind of mantra really with a new aircraft.
Golf Alpha Romeo November Juliet, 3 miles to the west inbound, joining downwind for glide approach runway 22, Abbots Bromley.
Abbots Bromley.
Abbots Bromley, yeah. A lot of cars down there, is that?
Aircraft.
Is that storage for new cars, is it?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Must be, look at all them. Wow. Quite busy around there.
Yeah, these will be the gliders just to the right here, so we'll keep our eyes open for them. It looks like a lot of them are on the ground, but...
they're very difficult to spot, aren't they?
They are difficult to spot.
When they're in the air. Down there, look, it does look like there's quite a lot of them on the ground. They'll be waiting for it to start popping this afternoon, won't they?
Circuit, all being towed up there, look, can you see?
I can't see any under tow, actually.
Yeah, just to the... You should just see a little glint. It's kind of like 2 o'clock. They're going on almost 3. It's going over a green field. You see the brown field with the stripes in front of it?
You just say it's going over a green field, yeah, I can see it. I see it actually, yeah.
It's coming straight towards us now, but I don't think we're going to be any conflict here.
No, I don't think so. See that tree over there?
Point taken.
We got there in the end. I did spot it.
Yeah, there they are. Yeah, they're going to go underneath us behind, by the looks of things. Try and get a bit more of this smooth air.
Yeah, definitely. It's nice when it's smooth and it's just hands off and you...
It is. Don't appear to have any airspace now.
I think you'll be alright for a while, and then it's when you start getting close to London again.
Yeah.
Hey, we're nearly there, look.
We're nearly at the top.
What are we at? 4.5.
You were right.
Well, I wasn't right. I was closer. You can see the inversion as well. That's sort of the haze layer that stops at the cloud. Smooth sailing from here on in.
Hopefully.
It feels smoother already.
It does, doesn't it?
Beautiful. This is what it's all about.
A bit more coal on the fire now. 4,800 should give us a decent speed. Chilly, isn't it?
The wind is when it's on you. I mean, it's nice to have the fresh air, actually. I'm enjoying that, but...
Yeah, that's a nice sight, isn't it?
I guess the red cross means there are no winds.
Yeah.
So
which is consistent. Well, no, actually, we have got a little bit behind us by the looks. Oh no, but then this isn't.
But we're the air's thinner up here, so.
So our true airspeed is higher than our indicated, isn't it? Yeah, so that's about right actually. 99 knots at this height.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's consistent with.
Sometimes there are benefits to getting up higher, aren't there?
There are, absolutely. Certainly smoother.
Oh, much smoother. It's great when it's like this.
It is. Anna will love it. Well, she doesn't like going up high, that's the problem.
Oh, really?
No. What she gets a bit funny about, and I can kind of understand, is we've been in some turbulence up high, and it can make you feel very, very small.
Yeah, you can find yourself feeling a bit exposed sometimes.
Yeah.
Affirmative, Lima Extra.
103 knots we've got, ground speed.
That's good, isn't it?
Nice.
For 95 knots indicated, so we're doing well. The houses look small, don't they?
They do.
Such a stable aeroplane.
It is. I mean, I'm hands off now.
Yeah.
We are going up a little bit, but...
Bit of trim would take care of that. There we go.
Right, how's your batteries doing here? So we're about quarter battery. We'll switch you off for a little bit.
Switch them off, get the landing.
Yeah.
Have you got spare batteries for the way back? Yeah,
I do.
I'm not quite sure what I actually did here, but somehow I managed to disconnect the audio recording. I have absolutely no idea. But you're joining us on final, runway 06 right at Duxford, and I might just stick some music over it or something, but bear with us till we're on the ground, because it's definitely worth watching. So we've just arrived at Duxford, and we've been greeted by these two wonderful people who spotted the bright blue and yellow aeroplane and had to come and have a closer look, and now we're going to go and have a look at a B-17 over here. Beautiful machine. Wow.
I just kind of fell into it, and same with this young man, his dad started with us and he's been with us since you were 8. Yeah. 8 years old he's been around. So
do you guys fly?
I fly. He's we're getting there. We're getting there with him.
Yeah, cool.
But it's good fun. It is good fun.
Yeah, I bet it is. Yeah. So the roll of honour.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, they're people that have donated a large amount of money to help keep the aircraft flying, because we don't have a single super rich backup. So it's just because this is
Pleasure, thank
nice
you.
to meet you.
And you as well. And it's
yes.
Sam.
Callum,
sorry, no, you're Sam. I'm getting all confused. Thank you so much, honestly. This is a massive surprise. Wow. Well, isn't this a treat?
What do you guys do here then, sort of day to day? Like, what are you doing today? Are you maintaining, or are you showing the puncture ground? Yeah. Okay, so most of it's done in the winter. Yeah. I've never been in a bomber. Shall I go first?
Whoa, we're actually getting in it. Wow.
I think we can have a look. Is that alright? Yeah. This is. And the guys would stand.
Oh my
to
word.
operate the.
Yeah, so originally they were together, so there'd be one there on the earlier B-17s. But you can imagine once the guns swung out, you're going to be standing in each other.
In
So
the middle of the. Wow, so you've got one on each side. And so these would have just offered the protection for the.
Yeah.
And how many rounds would you have had in here, do you know? Obviously it's belt fed.
I want to say 1,000 in a box. I'm
So
not
this
sure.
this here must catch the
which is all the shell cases.
shell cases.
Yeah, look at that, it's actually got inert rounds in. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So there's your oxygen. So everybody would have had a headset on, would they, to communicate?
Yeah, or like a flying cap. That's where you'd have plugged it all in. Oxygen, and then a heated suit thing.
A heated suit.
So you can plug in and set that.
I might need one of them for my aeroplane.
In the winter.
12 volt thing that you can.
Yeah. We have a ball turret. This isn't a real one, it's plastic.
Sorry, that's a
ball turret. So somebody would be in there operating.
Oh, that's the one that.
Oh, that
spins.
is a scary place to be. I bet that was hot in
So
there.
somebody would climb through a hatch and then.
Yeah, I think what you do is you can hand crank it. Normally it's hydraulic. You turn it so the guns would be pointing down, and then there's a hatch you can open that would be on the outside, but we've not got any of that.
So you're stuck in there.
You can get out yourself, but it's a bit difficult with all the gear on.
But if you were flying and you were the operator of the gun, with it being tilted, the hatch wouldn't be accessible, would it?
Yeah, you'd need to point the guns down and then get somebody or yourself to.
Couldn't be claustrophobic doing that. could you?
No.
And you couldn't have a parachute in there with you.
No.
It'd have to be out here.
Because it
so.
presumably isn't big enough.
Yeah.
Wow. Go on, Nick, you go first.
I can't believe this is incredible.
You can grab onto this to.
But you can,
grab
yeah.
onto that, yeah. Okay.
This has all been modernised. Originally there'd have been a bit of a desk here with some radios for the radio operator. Some of the earlier B-17s had a machine gun pointing up here, but they removed it on these ones.
Right.
This is a G model, so it's the last version. But we've got airliner seats in here for crew and passengers.
Great.
Oh, okay, so when it does fly, you can take a couple of people.
Yes.
Some
imagine-
he is an airline pilot, so he'll be for like these seats, won't you?
Bit more modern than these, yeah. But,
Yeah.
That's amazing. What's this? Where's this all? Oh right, yeah, see, it's a second row.
Yeah, but look, all your control wires, look,
I know.
Yeah.
exposed.
Makes it easier to change.
I suppose I was going to say, at least they're easier to change
And check.
Check, yeah.
Got its bonuses, hasn't it? Definitely.
Look down the back. Look at that.
Oh yeah, there's a gunner right down the back as well.
Oh, rear gunner.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'd fancy climbing all the way back there.
Yeah, it's not very nice to do.
Imagine in the dead of night going on a bombing raid
How
over
scary
Europe
would that be?
in the pitch black.
These generally didn't bomb at night.
Did they not? Okay.
No, these were more daytime bombers. The RAF bombed at night.
Arguably even more dangerous.
Yeah. They were capable of flying at night though. We've got some lights.
You're not getting anywhere near this thing, are you, as an enemy?
Oh, there's Bombay lights.
There's a man on the
I'm
wing
not talking about Indian lights.
dipping the fuel with what looks like a yardstick.
Yeah, that's our...
That is a big tank of fuel. I've never seen a tank of fuel that deep.
Yeah, we can get in the cockpit and open the windows.
What do you think, Sam?
Amazing.
Here there would have been bomb wrecks and these that would have kind of closed in this much, but we've converted it to have stuff.
Whoa. Oh, is this the Bombay door here?
Yeah, so there's a piece of structure along there that wouldn't have been there.
Right.
That's been...
So you'd have, just think, Nick, you'd have climbed into the cockpit,
Yeah.
past the bombs that you were going to drop. That'd be quite sobering, I think.
Wow.
Oh, there's better in there. Yeah, so that bit of structure, in one of the manuals it says you can't fly the aircraft without the bomb racks installed because they were seen as structure. But then they removed that from the later manuals, but then the French who owned the aircraft for a time in the 70s hadn't, actually no, it might have been put in after that, but whoever fitted it hadn't read that manual. So they fitted a piece of structure in place of it which didn't need to go in.
Wow. Wow, okay. Right, I'll go first obviously then. This is unbelievable.
Give us a smile.
Wow.
It's not often you see Nick lost for words, actually.
I know. I normally can't shut up, can I?
That'd be great if you could. Why not?
Honestly, thank you so much for this. This is such a privilege.
It's amazing because just sitting here, you can.
What a place! I've never been here before.
I can't believe you've never been here. Maximum takeoff weight, 48,000 pounds, so about 20 tons. Is that about right?
Yes.
Sound about right? Would it have been more back in the day? I guess with the bombs and stuff, it must have been.
I mean, we're so light on takeoff. The minimum speed is 110 to have control if you lose an engine. They actually have to hold the aeroplane onto the runway.
Oh,
because it wants
to
fly
prevent
too
it
early.
from. Right, okay. Yeah, so they lift the tail and then they have to keep that forward pressure on to stop it from.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. Amazing.
Brilliant. This is the last remaining airworthy B-17 in Europe. Sally B, as she is known, is maintained by a team of volunteers and flown by volunteer experienced pilots, and this amazing project relies solely on charitable donations to keep this wonderful piece of history alive. I have to admit, I knew very little about this type of aircraft prior to this tour, but I came away with an incredible respect for all who are involved with the project. I cannot imagine what it must have been like back in the Second World War to pilot one of these behemoths of the sky, or be one of the gunners tucked away in the tail or belly of the aircraft. I have since made a small donation to their cause, and you too could make a donation to help keep this piece of aviation history alive by visiting www.sallyb.org.uk. Sam and I continued to explore Duxford for about 12,500 steps according to my health app on my phone before we jumped in the plane and headed home. There is an incredible amount to see at Duxford, and I feel like we barely even scratched the surface during our visit. I would strongly recommend a visit by either air or road. I can honestly say I've never seen such a huge variety of aircraft on display, and we were graced with numerous flypasts of Spitfires and other warbirds. We also managed to grab some lunch while we were there, as well as a cheeky ice cream. The voice recording issue didn't stop with the landing at Duxford, unfortunately, so let's skip to the landing at Hawksview, where as soon as we touched down, I could tell that something instantly wasn't right with the aircraft, as it lunged to the left, and I was trying to counteract this with rudder whilst trying to keep the weight off the nose. Stay tuned to see what happened. I wondered why it dived to the left. I was holding the rudder. I was holding the nose off and everything.
We didn't have that in Duxford, did we?
No, it must have happened at Duxford. That's the only thing I can think of.
Best thing
to everyone at Hawksview and just let them know.
Yeah. So best thing for us to do would be to get the spat off.
Yep.
And then we'll have a better. We'll know what we're dealing with then, won't we?
Well, we've just landed, and we veered off to the left, all perfectly under control. but I've got a puncture developed somewhere at Duxford. So I just wondered why I ended up over here. And it just lurched to the left, and I was almost like full on the right rudder pedal, trying to keep the nose off the ground and veer it to the right, but it just wasn't having any of it. That's all. But hey ho.
My whole life flashed before my eyes. It was a very nice landing.
It was a bloody lovely landing. I know. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, that's the way these things go sometimes. Let's get the tyre changed. So this is the glamorous life of aircraft ownership. Marvellous. Abandoned on the runway. Fabulous days flying though.
Couldn't have chosen a better evening for it.
No. Not that big. Why is everything different sizes? Literally everything is different sizes. I reckon that's a 10. Yeah, 10.
Everybody will think I've done nothing and just videoed
Thank
you, a man in distress.
They won't see you've done most of the work.
Have you got volume as well?
I'm not sure I have. I'm sure it's recording audio.
Well, not really, you're only holding camera.
Quite right.
You've got an extension bar, sorry. Right then, what's the time, Sam? It's 10 to 8.
The time is 10 to 8.
10 to 8. And we have fixed the puncture between us.
We have.
Let's have a look.
We did get some footage, didn't we? But not.
We did get a little bit, yeah. So, well, at least it looks a bit more straight now than it did. Beautiful. Right. Should we taxi back?
I think it'd be a good idea. Go and get some dinner.
Exhausted.